Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. It is such a lovely day outside. Before I start, I want you guys to pray for me. I had like the worst week ever. It just seemed like so many spiritual things are happening to me and so many things are trying to attack me. But I am strong in the Lord. I know that things will be all right in my life. Uh, please pray for me. All you that give me all that good energy and everything, I accept that. All you haters, don't pray for me. I don't accept your prayers. So, okay, so on to the show. So first, I want to give a shout out to Quattro Motors, to the photographer that I did pictures with. His name is Steve John Horner. When I get the pictures, I'm gonna put it to some music and I'm gonna show a bit of it, for you as soon as I get him. But he's one of the best photographers that I've worked with in a minute. So thank you so much, Mr. John Horner, for collabing with me on the nice pics that we took. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Von Von. Hey, Miss Von Von. And also my children, Robert, Robin, Tree, Dale. Hello, babies. I love you so much. Reverend Glaze. Hi, Reverend Glaze. That's my Sunday school teacher and his wife, Sister Jackie. Hello, Sister Jackie. How are you guys doing? If is there anybody else? Okay. And my sister Sharon and James. I also want to let you artists out there, establishment, grocery stores, restaurants. I'm looking for sponsors. Please call in at area code 313-868-6612. If you want to sponsor me, I would very much appreciate that. That would mean the world to me. Uh, um, what else did I want to say? Sponsorship. Oh, and I'm looking for an agent. Okay, to the subject matter. It's really kind of like twofold today. Is basically forgiveness, and then we're talking about mother-in-laws. Not the good mother-in-laws, the bad mother-in-laws. But first, we're going to talk about forgiveness. Now, there's people that come up to you and they say, I forgive you for what you did to me, but their body language tell you different. And there's a way when you forgive a person, you got to openly forgive them. You have to, really mean what you say because basically you hurt yourself when you let somebody else take power over what's going on in your life. So you have to forgive them so you can move on in life and so your prayers to be honest and genuine also. So there's people that say that they forgive you, but like I said, their body language show different. There's people out here now. These type of people that that really get me. The type of people when you say something to them and they just blast you in front of everybody and be like, "Yeah, but that's okay." And I knew you did this, and I knew you did that, but but I still forgive you, girl, boy, bye. You get around them type of people, run as quick as you can. That is not a true forgiveness. Do not hang around those type of people because those type of people will make you catch a case real quick. So don't be around those type of people. You need to be around people that are really sincere about their forgiveness. Now, there are people that will take you off and say, I forgive you, but then they'll run right across the room and say, I can't stand that girl. Then you ain't forgave me if you can't stand me. We need to figure out what we really want in life. Do we really want to follow a more higher and spiritual power, or do we really want to just act like it, go through the motions and act like, we really, you know, uh, we're really doing the thing and we know we not doing it. Forgiveness is all about cleansing yourself. It's not really about the other person. It's about cleansing yourself. And then there's these people that say that they forgive you, and every time you see them, their nose is turned up at you. So, sometimes you have to approach these people, especially if they say they forgive you. And sometimes you have to throw all that out the window and approach these people and get down to the bottom line to why they say they forgive you and they don't. One thing I will say is if you and a friend then went through something and they say they forgive you and you don't feel that they have, you be persistent in that friendship. You hold on to that friendship. You go find out why that person is acting like that. So anyway, on another note, as far as forgiveness is concerned, just because people, a lot of people feel like just because you forgive them, you know you still gotta be around them. You don't have to do that. And don't let nobody make you feel like you do. There's people, you'll be like, I forgive you, sister. I forgive you, and you going to live your life. You not even thinking about these people. And somebody come out, well, sister said, so and so said you forgive her, but you don't be around her and blah blah blah. But you're not trying to tell somebody about somebody else because you don't want to get other people in your business. But what you do say is, I forgave her and move on. A lot of people want you to forgive them, but they want you to continue to let them hurt you. Don't fall for that. Don't let nobody just hurt you and keep saying I forgive you, because that's not the way God intended us to flow. In His will, we all have uh, an innate sense in us knowing right from wrong. Even as a child, we know right from wrong. So when you were a child and you did childish things, it was okay. You were being led, you were being guided, and then still, when you become a grown up, you throw away childish things, but that don't mean you still don't be led and you still don't be guided. A lot of us, like me, for instance, I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat for a minute. Now, there was a good friend of mine that really hurt me. I've been going through something about me and my friend over the week. They really they did me bad. I just felt like I wasn't gonna make it. So what I did was I prayed about it, and I prayed about it, and I prayed about it some more. But after I prayed, it was on my head so bad I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't like do what I wanted to do. I mean, just to live my daily life, because that's how serious I am about my morals, my values, the way I feel about folks. So I finally told her, you know what, I'm not man no more. I forgive you. I forgive you as much. And I'm gonna tell you something. Even after that, I had to go somewhere and cry about this, not forgiving them, because it was the hurt that was standing in the way for me trying to forgive this person. See, I had to forgive them for me. And even though, sometimes you feel, or something will make you feel like, when people do you wrong, that's a fool, you're a fool. Why did you forget him? Oh, if it had been me, you know what? Boo to you. Missed me with that one. I'm so tired of people talking about if it had a been. Until you've actually walked a mile in someone's shoes, don't tell a person what they need to do if you've never experienced that. I don't care how many textbooks you read it out of, because everything you do in this world is of human heart and human spirit. So these people with this textbook knowledge of how they feel like people should act or how people should lead their life, gone. You're missing me with that one. You're going to have some experience to talk to me about anything that goes on in my life. But what I'm saying is, it was so sorrowful. I was so sorrowful in my heart. My heart was so heavy because of what this person did to me. Now, mind you, the person never did say I'm sorry or would you forgive me or anything like that. And that's a trick of the enemy. When a person don't say I'm sorry, they don't say will you forgive me, in your mind it's like, oh, I'm not going to forget. You have to do it. You have to do it. Even if you start crying in front of them. Tears do not make you a weak person. Trust me, I am not a weak person. We have to learn to forgive with our hearts and not our heads, because we change our minds every day. about whatever it is. Oh, I just met so and so. She was my friend. She's my friend. Soon she do something wrong, I can't stand her. Forgive her. I don't even know her. That's because you don't know yourself. To know other people, you have to know yourself. Did you know that, ladies and gentlemen? To know other people, you got to know yourself. The Bible says, let a man examine himself, not his neighbor, not his brother or his sister or his spouse or whoever. When you examine yourself, you can rebuke people openly. You can, let people know, hey, brother, hey, sister, that ain't wrong. That ain't right. You can do those things when you live an open life. And just like me right now, sitting here talking to you guys and saying how I feel about certain things, it'd be nice if you call in and let me know how you felt about it. So, on that note, the forgiveness note, we're going to leave that alone for now. And we're going to go to the mother-in-laws. First, I'm going to go to the daughter-in-laws, and I'm going to tell them a story. My very first marriage that I had the worst. My husband was a tyrant. I was like 13 when he met me, and he really shouldn't have been nowhere around me. But it seemed like the adults thought it was okay. So, I was with him for like 22 years. Well, I was married to him for 22 years. I think we were like together unmarried for like 7. And then the first year we got married, I filed for divorce. We didn't never file for divorce. I just left him because of the terrible, horrible things that he was doing. But his mother, my mother-in-law, who was the apple of my eye, Miss Sarah Mitchell. I love you. God bless you. May you rest in peace. Affectionately known as Honey. There are mothers who love their sons and love their sons so much that they'll let their sons openly abuse another woman right in front of them. How dare you? How dare you? My mother-in-law, Honey, I think I had just had my first child with my ex-husband, and at the time I was 14 when I had my first child. And I was over to his mom's house, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but we were in the back room, and he was trying to be quiet, like shaking me and pulling on me, and I was trying to get out, and he slapped me so hard I thought I literally heard my neck pop, crack, or something. And she ran in there and was like, what's going on in here? And Robert looked at me, and I looked at him, and I kind of like looked down at the floor, and she like asked him like, did you hit that girl? And he wouldn't say nothing. And she made me feel so good. It was like the softest voice. She was like, Donna, did Robert hit you? And when I looked up at her, I shook my head. Yeah. She slapped this man. She was a little bitty old thing, and he was like this. She slapped this man. She came from like California all the way back to Detroit on him. That was the first real sign, I think, of love that I ever seen in my life, outside of my stepfather. And it like blew me away that she, took his side over mine. And that's a blessing to a lot of women out there that have mother-in-laws like that. Good for you, ladies, and bravo to the mother-in-laws. Because I know some mother-in-laws that's so jacked up. They see their daughter-in-laws be going through holy hell with their son and will still allow a skank to come in their house and lay with their son, knowing that his son has a good wife at home. That makes you just as bad as skank as he is and as they are. I thank the Lord I've never had to experience that. But for those of you out there who have, and I've seen this firsthand, that's why I need to talk on this. And I'm talking to these mother-in-laws. You don't know what type of mindset you put your daughter-in-laws in. Sometimes you can bring your daughter-in-laws to suicide because they do everything they can to please you. You'll walk up in their house, put your mouth on their spoon while they're cooking their food. Ain't no salt. Girl, gone. You don't know what you do to them. You're a ratchet old lady, and stop it. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You killing these young women that's trying to do right by their husbands while you giving them passes to just do all types of devilments to them. Shame on you. But there's a place reserved for you and your son somewhere down there. Unless you make amends to whoever, whatever woman that you're married to, or whatever woman your son is married to, you need to be making amends to that woman. If she's a good woman. If she's a good one. I ain't talking about these women that's running around. And speaking of that, the women, the mother-in-laws who do that, if your son fell in love with a rotten skank, you would never come in that house and say that to her. Never. But because you got somebody that wants to respect you, and you feel like you being scooted out the picture, you want to just throw your weight around and do whatever it takes to be noticed. I wish I would jump in the middle of my son's marriage with his wife. If he come and ask me a question, then yeah. If they're standing in front of me and they're arguing and it's not physical and I know it's not going to get physical, who am I to step in and tell them what I think is going on when I'm not in the relationship? Oh my goodness. I've seen women, they son walk in with another woman and they'll tell them, if so and so call, I'm not here. And I'd be like, why are you allowing your son to come in here with another woman? And he got a good woman at home. Girl, my son come first. Yeah, hell gonna be your first stop, your first and last stop, because you know, when you put certain actions in motion and you like, it ain't hurt nobody, and a lot of people feel like this, what you don't know won't hurt you. What you don't know will kill you. Now I know that for a fact. What you don't know will kill you. Women, pray for your husbands. If you love them and you want to be with them and they're going through this, the only thing I can say is I'm never going to tell no woman to leave her husband, not unless he's beating her. But if it's all about y'all not communicating, you know, just little petty things, and you're feeling like maybe I shouldn't have did this, the marriage is okay. If it's okay, you can make it better. Sometimes you just have to pray for your man. That's basically all you can do, is just step back and pray for your man. I'm talking about the good women out here that's going through what I had just got finished speaking on. Those are the people I'm talking about. So, sisters, pray for your man. Love your man. Keep loving your man. Keep loving your man. I heard a pastor say this, and he was saying that, his wife would be telling, the sister, keep loving your man, pray for your man. And she was like, he is the devil. And then she was like, then you are Mrs. Devil. So if you don't want to be Mrs. Devil, pray for him. If you believe in the power of prayer, it's not going to take long for it to happen. But sometimes we go through seasons, just like everything else. We go through things that, come to make us stronger. We may not know why these things happen. We may not know, to what degree of pain it may cause us. All we need to know is God is in control. No matter what you go through, God can see you through. But you have to stay consistent. Oh, and I'm so happy about this. I go back to school in 2 more weeks. I was supposed to get my grades back like a couple of months ago, but I just got them back. So I got 2 A's and a B in my theology class for the Doctrine of Christ, the Doctrine of the Trinity. I got a B. For the Life of Christ, I got an A, And for the Hebrew fathers, I got an A. So I'm very happy about that. But I'm gonna do way better next time because I want to be able to get all A's. And to me, I want to let people know, even though you can go through maybe somebody beating you, hitting you upside the head. You can go through uh, all kinds of things. I mean, I've had so many blows done to my head and my body, and there's sometimes when I still do forget certain things. But let me tell you something. God is real. God is real, and whatever the Lord wants you to remember, trust and believe you will remember. You will remember. So let's get back before we wrap up. Let's get back with you bad mother-in-laws out there. If you don't stop acting like your son's wife, should I say this? If you don't stop acting like your son's wife is really going to embarrass you one day. Let me put it like that. Your son's wife is really going to embarrass you one day. You can't keep running into another woman's house telling them what to do, how to take care of that man. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he leaves his mother and his father. But his mother, you see that come first? Mother, he leaves his mother and father. He's bonded to another woman now. So don't be trying to sabotage nobody's marriage because you're all alone, or you feel like you all alone, or because you miserable, you want everybody around you to be miserable. That's not cool. You've been in church all your life and you do all of these skanky things and you just meddling everybody's life. Get your life together. That's what you do. Get your life together. If you get your life together, I guarantee you this world will be even way better than what it is now. I guarantee you. For real. So, on that note, I'm going to let this mother-in-law thing along and go back to forgiveness, and just let you know that there's only one way to forgive, and that's from the heart. And if you don't do it from the heart, it's not going to stick. It's going to come out. If you don't forgive a person, it's going to come out in your mannerisms and in your tones. It's going to come out one way or another. It's going to come out. So you're going to have to start forgiving and stop saying that you forgive. And I've been in the church since I was 19 years old. I haven't done the best things in my life. Matter of fact, when I was 19 in the church, I was with my husband I was telling you about. And I had an affair in the church. And, I've always regretted that. And I've always tried to make it my business, whatever man that I'm with in the future, that would be the least of their problems. And my husband can tell you. And any man that I had been with since the past, 20, 25, 30 years can tell you, I've always been a loyal trooper. So sometimes you can forgive a person, but if a person is constantly hurting you, don't let nobody tell you that you have to stay around that person. Or even if you see that person on a daily basis, you got to fake it. Don't be phony for nobody. You can forgive a person and not be attached to them, because it could be something in them that you don't want attached to you. There's people that been in the church all their life, like what I was about to say, been in church all their life and ain't saved. They still ain't saved. They still don't get it. They run younger people out the church. They talk about younger folks. These people don't. These are younger people that's probably come from one single family homes. Probably ran away, was homeless. The church is supposed to be a hospital, not a fashion show, not a psychiatric ward. I mean, then some of you people go out and do some horrendous things, and then y'all come in here and start hooping and hollering like you about to shake the devil out in the sanctuary. No, it's still going to be in you until you stop doing what you doing. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Lord Jesus, look. It's time for, I'm talking to these old mother-in-laws and these old biddies in the church. It's time for y'all to really start acting safe, because there's a lot of young women that need y'all. It's time for y'all to stop turning y'all nose down at these young women that come in here with these skirts. They may not know no better. That may be all they have. Stop looking at them. Take them somewhere. Buy them something. Y'all all over there like a bunch of pigeons talking about somebody when you supposed to be helping them. I'm a mother of the church. How you the mother of a church? The devil's church? Because the show ain't God's church. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't get yourselves together. Y'all gonna leave this earth, and y'all friends gonna see y'all leaving this earth, and then they gonna be able to get themselves together, and you're not. Everybody who hear this message, the Lord is gonna give y'all gonna let y'all know to stop doing this. I'm not claiming to be no prophet. I'm not claiming to be none of that. But when I feel a certain way, I'm going to call it like I see it. And you old women in the church are worse than hookers on the street. And you need to get your act in order. You can quote the Bible to somebody to rebuke them, but you can't quote it to them to save their soul. What kind of mess is that? I know some good sisters in the church, but I know way more worse sisters in the church than I know good sisters. And I pray that every day that I meet good sisters or I meet sisters in the church that I can talk to, women, we need to start getting together. We need to start like trusting in one another again. We so hard on each other, especially like I said, the older women on the younger women. But women in general, we so hard on each other. We have a bad day, it'll be a man and a woman standing on a counter. You'll go right past that man and take it out on the woman. Do you notice that you do that? Do you notice that we do that? The only time you'll take something out on a man is if he ain't gonna give it to you. That's the basically, or if you got a good man and you ain't looking to talk to no man. Those are the only two reasons that you wouldn't talk to a man. So start getting some finesse about yourself. Start learning to love. I'm talking to these old women, learning to love yourself all over again because you've been through a lot. Maybe it wasn't nobody there to teach you the things that with all the knowledge and experience you got that you can teach somebody else. You can be a great asset. You can be one of the gems of the church if you want to be. Everything is a choice. Me sitting up here saying this to you is a choice. How you take it is how you take it, but it's your choice. I'm saying this out of love. I'm not saying this out of hate. I'm not saying this out of spite. I'm not saying this because I want to hurt somebody's feelings, because I'm just looking into a camera. I ain't looking at nobody's face. I don't know who you are. So, on that note, once again, I love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for stopping in, listening to, the things that I say. To me, I think they're very important. It means a lot. And until next week, stay strong.